Over there!
We can't let him get away!
Too late, fool! You will not escape! Us? What in the name of... Gary?
I'm sorry, okay? I hadn't prepped this part of the dungeon yet. I haven't had the time.
But you don't suffer from this, do you? For more than 2 years, you've helped us to enhance our tools, grow our map libraries, and given us a warm welcome in the community of map makers and game masters. We are honored to be part of this community, and all we can say is thank you.
Bring it on.
Hello and welcome everyone. Technology's hating me today. So apologies, I had to restart the stream, then restream wasn't doing anything for me, so I manually had to check both channels if the stream is working. I hope you can hear me, I hope you can see me, and yeah, it's getting foggy on Twitch. My name is Till, I'm one of the founders of DGNFOG, and it is our Community Tuesday, which means that I'm here to give you updates about DGNFOG development, Deus development, and things that have happened recently. And also I'm here to answer your questions. So if you have any questions, type them in chat. I hope I will catch them. If you want to help me with that, put a little question in front of it, and I will do my best to answer your questions. All right, so to get started, looking and sounding good, Till says, Lord God, thank you very much. First of all, before we start into our regular announcements, let me quickly introduce you to the newest member of the DGNFOG, well, family, I would say, and the reason for my schedules being completely messed up. Let me quickly get the little boy. Say hi to the newest member, the new dungeon dog, Zeus. Zeus is a golden retriever puppy, and he's not even 10 weeks old. Close, almost 10 weeks old. Leaking like a faucet, and in the hyper state between complete madness or dead asleep. Right now he's completely mad, which means you might hear him digging, chewing, barking in the background. And he's also, we're going to experience that this Thursday. He has to go outside every hour and a half. So during our madness stream, I might need a few breaks to prevent him from leaking in our house here. So, hello everyone. Yeah, he's amazing. And he smells so good. Puppies smell amazing. Unless they fart, then they smell not that amazing. So the other member, Hades. So we have a dog. This here. Hi. This is Zeus, and our cat, a Norwegian forest cat. His name is Hades. They're actually friends. I was quite impressed. I thought they would be probably fighting, but they kind of grew together and they're playing a lot, which makes me really happy and is a good resource for a lot of videos that I can use to flood my family chat, my family WhatsApp. Yeah, so that's for the start. Let's dive into real DGNFOG topics. And let's start with the Map Battle Madness Community Contest. You had time until yesterday to submit your maps, and some of you did. So we have 4 submissions. This is, well, I was expecting more, but I'm still happy about 4 submissions. So thank you very much to you who took the challenge and submitted. We are currently prepping everything to launch the voting, the community voting, by tomorrow. You can already find those maps. Let me quickly show you. Screen share. I need to go here. There you go. Hello to all of you who joined just recently. I'm talking about the Map Battle Madness community maps. So if you go, and it's in the process of being updated at the moment, so you will get a neat little button and more links in a few hours, I would say. So if you go to the public library, which you can find here, it's called Public Maps, and when you click there, you would end up seeing this. That's what you see when you go there. It might load a little bit, but that's what you see. There is going to be a button here that brings you directly to the maps, but if you can't wait to vote right now, just type #mapbattle21. That will filter the whole library for all the maps that have this tag. And there you will find those maps. So initially we said you have 3 votes that you can distribute. Now that we only have 4 submissions, that doesn't make a lot of sense. So what we said instead is you have 1 vote. So you can vote the map that you think is the best challenger for next year's Map Battle Madness against the current acting champion, the Fog Master, me. Yeah, guy, did you hear? Me. Right, so how do you cast a vote? Well, you will find this little, I hope you can see it, there is a little trophy icon here, and you can click on that icon, which will cast a vote. You can see that you have voted, and you have already voted, so I already have voted, because I have this 1 of 1 vote spent on the Map Battle Madness section. But I can always come back, and if I feel like, oh no, I want to reconsider, and undo the vote and pick something else. We are going to freeze your latest voting state on October the 31st. This is when we are going, sorry, there you go. We are going to freeze that state on October the 31st, and I can promise you, I will still, I will still reconsider a few times. Don't taunt Guy. Yeah, well, we will see. I mean, he lost once, he might lose twice. Who knows? Stupid. Right, don't tempt fate here. Next up, so this is the, I'm also posting, like, tomorrow is going to be announcement day for me, so there's going to be a post in our Discord channel. If you're not in our Discord channel, I'm pretty sure I have a link somewhere, but not right now. It's DGNFOG.com/Discord, and there you will find the announcements and the links, so you can go vote through our Discord channel. You will also find all the announcements on our social media. With that said, let's move on to the next topic for tonight, and that is the changelog. Let's quickly look at our changelog. So last week we have released the latest Deus patch, which is 0.3.3, which is an improvement patch, and also quite an interesting one when it comes to new things that we can do with the Deus. So it is kind of, it improved text label handling a lot, but it is kind of a precursor to what's coming with the next big update. And I'm not going to touch that today. I'm going to touch that on our next mapping it out, which is, I believe, October 26th. I'm not 100% certain because I don't have a calendar here at the moment, but it's the last Tuesday in October, and that's when we're going to look at everything that has happened in Deus. If you want to see what the new patch did, just launch your application. The self-updater should automatically update to the newest version. Or if you have problems with the self-updater, go back to your Deus account manager, log in there, and download the latest build. Right, moving on. Dungeon Fog patch incoming. Okay, so I don't have a share screen for that, so let's go back to this view. I assume next week we are about to finish everything necessary for a few things. So there are some big changes rolling in for the online battle map editor at dungeonfog.com. We're about to finish the asset manager. I've showed the asset manager last week in our last community update, which is an internal management tool for us, for artists, and later on for you to manage all the assets that are in the Dungeon Fog battle map editor. This has been finished already and is now in internal testing and reviewing, which means that Bodhi and I, as well as Larsis and a lot of other staff members, are checking it for the last glitches. And once that is finished, Andy is also almost done implementing it, which means connecting it to the battle map editor. So although this is nothing like front-end user interface new thingy, it is going to affect your working with Dungeon Fog quite a lot. At least that's what we're hoping, because it is going to distribute all the assets through a CDN, which is, I think, called a cloud distribution network. In other words, we have several different servers around the world, and it is kind of picking from the nearest server to you. So we have, it's the Amazon network, which means we have probably 2 servers in the States and a lot of them around the world. Content distribution network. Thank you very much, Forecaster. Which means that asset loading and map loading will improve drastically. It also means part of that is that artists are now capable of uploading and selling map packs through the marketplace. Now, there is a very exciting thing happening there alongside, which Herbert is currently finishing, and we're going to review that next week, which is that if you are already following artists like Keora or Forgotten Adventures, or whatever, if you are following them on Patreon, if they are allowing it, then they can unlock assets in Dungeon Fog for their Patreon followers for free, which means that you kind of get our content subscription as well as the content subscriptions of all the Patreon artists that you're supporting on Patreon. I think this is pretty cool. That will open up we're currently at 7,000 assets in the Dungeon Fog map library. Asset library, prop library, that's what I wanted to say. This is going to open that up to over 10,000 different assets. So I think this is pretty cool because this allows you to support artists. And if you like an artist, you can say, hey, I love that artist. I can support him through Patreon. And as a kind of thank you, given that they are working with us, they can unlock those assets in Dungeon Fog, and you just have access to that. Yes, Patreon integration. So Forecaster just said, this is why I haven't bought assets in the store and waiting for the Patreon integration. Our goal is to release that to you by the end of October, early November. We're testing it next week internally. I'm also having a few test runs with the artists to make sure that it is working, and they are happy with it. And then there's just fine-tuning and then releasing, which means that I think it is very soon inbound. It's coming. In terms of the interface, the way that the UI works in DungeonFog, that's not going to be addressed with the upcoming patch, but that is being tackled right after we have released the Paths tool. So for the Paths tool, we also have good news. The Paths tool is, from an internal development perspective, finished. It's now waiting for review from artists. We want to play the whole process through the artists, and they might come back with feedback and improvements. And they are now starting to create assets for the Paths tool. My hopes would be that within early to mid-November, we can release it. It might be, though, that with all the stuff that is going on and all the things that we need to fix for the Paths tool, it's going to be a late November release. But right after that, Andy is then going to work on the new user interface for assets, which allows you to text search and organize assets in a completely different way. And we finally get rid of this terrible list view that we currently have, because that was nice for a few hundred assets, but it's terrible for a few thousand assets. So that is the incoming DungeonFog patch, and we're hoping to release that to you by the end of October. Welcome to the Madness is the next on my list. Well, of course, this Thursday I will try to do my Welcome to the Madness this Thursday. I know someone in this room is going to sabotage it as much as he can. But we will do it, and we will finally have the time to review the Map Battle Madness community, the Map Battle Madness map that I did, and all the mistakes I made in there. And depending on how long it takes, or depending on how disturbing Zeus is, or he never is disturbing. He's just very attention demanding at the moment. So depending how this goes, we will then probably also have time to look a little bit at the process that I'm currently in, which is prepping a new campaign. We're finishing the Tomb of Annihilations campaign, probably before the end of this year, which means that I have already started to completely homebrew and prep my own campaign. And I think I like it. I think I have some cool concepts, especially homebrew concepts in there. Not all of them are from me. I think I've borrowed and adapted a lot from other creatives out there. But I think that might be a cool series to review. What did I do there? Why did I use it? And how did I organize my campaign? Not sure if we're going to do this Thursday, but I think this would be something, if you're interested. Hey! If you're interested in something like that as a format, then we probably could do something like that too. Well, I think that's it. Here's someone who kind of says, I need to go outside, please. So if you don't have any questions, wow, it took only 20 minutes. I apologize. I kind of ran through my topics today. So yeah, but there isn't much to show for today. It's mainly just telling you what is going on. Oh, I forgot one thing. That's weird. Zeus, why did I forget that? It's more a teaser because I'm not allowed to talk with full disclosure about it. But we have been approached by a rather big company, and I have no idea what they actually want. I have a guess, and I'm really excited because this Thursday we're having the meeting, and we're going to talk about whatever they are offering or asking. And I hope I get more details for you next Tuesday. So this is it. A vague teaser of something probably or maybe not important coming up, but it got me really excited when I got the email, and we instantly figured out a date, so that we hopefully can make this, whatever this is, happen in the near future. Right. I can't say anything. I'm sorry. I'm bound. The clothes for liches. The second I know more, I will tell you. Trust me, I will let you know. You know how bad I am with secrets, so this is really painful not to tell, not to spill everything today. Yep. But I will tell you soon. And with that said, there's not much sense in stalling because I don't have anything more to tell you, and apparently you don't have any questions to me. So have a great week. I hope I can see you. I hope I will see you this Thursday when we're reviewing my Map Battle Madness map. And Libitian is offering me muffins for the secret. Well, Libitian, you're actually in reach. You could bring muffins, and maybe then I could tell you what it's all about. Well, questions you are allowed to answer, Forecaster says. Yes. So apparently there are questions, but I'm not allowed to answer them. Let's call it a day for today. And I hope I see you soon. I say, as always, thank you very much for being here, and have a good day, have a good afternoon, have a good evening. And as always, happy map making. Bye.